Welcome back to another reaction video. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yep.
welcome back to this channel. Thank you for clicking.
Thank you.
And if this is your first time, I am Onel.
I am Tekla.
That is Telma. Talk.
I'm Chelsea. And here is Thelma.
Telma. Okay, great. So we are reacting to why so few people live in the northern part of Ontario.
Ooh.
Like towards the Hudson Bay, right? Yeah. It seems that if Ontario is like the most populated province.
Yes, very populated. It's
Yeah.
not like it's very the most.
It takes 40% of the population,
Yeah.
but very few people live to the northern part of Ontario. So you know what?
You gotta find out.
Let's figure it out.
Canada is a huge country with a relatively small population of about 38 million people.
Okay.
And because of this, Canada's population is largely broken out into the eastern half and the western half of the country.
Okay.
But right in the middle is a large swath of land from the Hudson Bay to the Great Lakes, where very few Canadians live. So why don't more people live in Canada's empty belt?
Geographic by Joe.
Jeff.
Welcome to another episode. Today we're off to explore another region of Canada that I've termed Canada's empty belt, but is perhaps more officially known as Northern Ontario. Because if you look just to the east and west of this region, there are some pretty dense settlements. But right here in the middle, very few Canadians call this place home. And as usual, there's a geographic reason for this.
Yes.
And if you're interested in this topic, you should absolutely check out this podcast on the 2023 Canadian wildfires. It's an incredible story, but also one that's quite harrowing.
Okay, we have to acknowledge the Canadian fires that we have been getting on the news, and we only hope that our viewers from this channel, that you and your families and friends are okay.
Yeah, that you're safe.
That you're safe. And if you have been affected by the fire or not, our prayers for you. And we just wish you safe life out there, because it's been really on the news lately about wildfires. And it just coming after I've been asking, like, how come there's wildfire in Canada?
Then it's that moment that is happening.
Yeah, because I'm surprised there's wildfire out there. Because I always think of Canada as a green country where there's too much snow and cold here. So you guys are dealing with wildfire. We absolutely
I'm so sorry about that.
Sorry to hear about that, and hope you're okay. Thank you, and let's keep learning more about this geography stuff.
No, this man is very good when it comes to Canadian geography.
Yeah.
Don't joke.
Never joke.
You can listen to it right after this video by clicking this link or by checking out the description below.
Exploring Canada's empty belt.
Canada's empty belt is a vast region in the middle of the country that splits the dense urban clusters of eastern Canada with the less dense but still fairly populated provinces of western Canada. It stretches from the Hudson Bay in the north down to the US border and Lake Superior and Lake Huron in the south. And this region is so interesting because, well, if you look at the population of Canada, in a similar vein as the United States empty belt, there are very few people living here, effectively splitting the country into two larger population bases. And while I've termed this region Canada's empty belt, it's probably best known locally as Northern Ontario. Northern Ontario is an expansive region characterized by a wealth of natural resources, breathtaking landscapes, and a hugely different environment from its southern counterpart. It's so different, in fact, that the way in which both regions of Ontario developed are almost directly contrasting with each other.
Look at the megapolis.
Paradise.
This is not even a metropolis, this is a megapolis. What the hell? Look at people's city.
What the hot body can do.
What the hot city can do.
Look what the hot city can do.
Like there's no night there.
There are actually some places in Canada that at the point in time they don't witness night.
Like now as we speak.
Really?
Yeah, if you go to like northern places like north towns like Whitehorse, Yellowknife and all those places, you will not find night time there.
Man, I don't know I can survive.
What?
Because how do I sleep when there's no night?
By when winter will come up, by December, January and stuff like that, will be totally night for 3 months.
Like, okay, let me ask a question to everybody here. Do you prefer like having a complete day or having a complete night?
Complete day.
Yeah, I prefer a complete night.
I don't mind what we have over
No,
here. It's pretty.
prefer.
You cannot ask me to choose between.
I'm just saying, like, if you're being asked to choose, this one is actually okay
Normally,
by
I
you.
love my sleep. I choose night. every
Yeah,
day.
I think I choose
I'm
night.
sleeping. I find all the excuses to sleep. Yeah,
During the day, you get so tired
You run
because of the
around.
sun.
Darwin will play her life away. Anyways, well, look at this. This is the town of Toronto, right? Yeah, you can identify by the CN Tower that is there.
Oh, Toronto.
Yeah,
Clock it.
Manhattan. It looks like Manhattan, New York.
Are almost directly contrasting with each other. And at about 802,000 square kilometers, Northern Ontario accounts for nearly 90% of the land area of the province, but is home to just about 6% of its population. And the
What?
geography of this region of Canada plays a huge part in why so many Canadians live to the east and west of it, but not in it. One of the most defining features of Northern Ontario is the presence of the Canadian Shield, a geological formation that encompasses Northern Ontario and much of Canada at large. The presence of the Canadian Shield means that this area is rich in minerals, but very poor in soil quality. And because of this, the region has been mostly left alone with hundreds of undisturbed lakes, rivers, and a vast expanse of dense boreal forests. In fact, Northern Ontario by itself is home to about 700,000 square kilometers of forest, which would equate to about 2% of the entire planet's forest coverage. For a single province in a single country, that's a lot of trees. Further north lies the expansive Hudson Bay lowlands, a region that is predominantly covered by muskeg, a type of acidic wetland formed of waterlogged, decaying plant material known as peat. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Hudson Bay lowlands is its geologic history. The region was heavily impacted by glaciation during the last ice age. As the glaciers receded, they left behind a flat landscape with poor drainage, contributing to the formation of the extensive wetlands we see today. Today, it serves as an important ecosystem with a variety of plants and wildlife that have adapted to its unique conditions. Black spruce, tamarack, and various types of mosses and lichens are common plant species, while the region serves as habitat for animals like moose, caribou, and a multitude of waterfowl. But what's perhaps most interesting about the geography of Northern Ontario is just how much it directly contrasts with that of Southern Ontario. The southern region of the province has been called the Golden Horseshoe of Canada for a reason. It has an incredible amount of fresh water provided by the Great Lakes, a booming metroplex region of about 10 million Canadians, and a fairly temperate climate. By contrast, Northern Ontario is almost the exact opposite in every way, aside from a similar abundance of water. And it's this exact contrasting geography that enabled many early British Canadian settlements to set up in Southern Ontario, leaving Northern Ontario very sparsely inhabited. Northern Ontario splits Canada in half. On the east side is where most Canadians live in the major cities of Toronto and Montreal. And on the west side is the smaller but still sizable cities of Winnipeg, Calgary, Edmonton, and Vancouver. But in the empty belt, very, very few Canadians. But before we explore why that might be, if you're enjoying this video, hit that subscribe button. More fun geography videos are just a single click away.
Please, we're leaving the link to this video in the description. He's an incredibly geography analyst.
It's very, very incredible.
Yeah, so you go to his channel, you subscribe to his channel, support his business, share his videos, because that's the best way we can support him.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't have the equipment and the possibility to shoot this type of videos that he does, and so the best thing we can do is react to them for now, until we get to Canada.
I come back. The return of us from Canada,
Yeah.
part 2.
So we'll not be doing reaction video. We'll not say welcome to this reaction video. We say welcome to this tour. Yeah, we go to those places, go to the largest mall, go to different places
Niagara Falls.
and see them physically.
Go to the underground city in Toronto.
Yeah. Canada's push for the West.
The westward expansion of Canada is a story of opportunity, struggle, and the interplay between human ambition and the natural environment. Northern Ontario holds a special place in this narrative, serving as both a gateway and a formidable barrier to the country's growth. The initial push into Northern Ontario was largely fueled by the fur trade in the 1600s. European settlers and traders, primarily from France and later England, found themselves navigating the vast inland waterways seeking valuable animal pelts. Indigenous peoples, who had been living in these regions for millennia, became vital partners but were often exploited and displaced in the process. However, it was the discovery of natural resources like timber and minerals that truly accelerated the settlement and development of northern Ontario.
Okay.
The Canadian Pacific Railway, completed in 1886, was a transformative project aimed at connecting the east to the west. But northern Ontario presented formidable challenges to this endeavor. Dense forests, rocky terrain from the Canadian Shield, and numerous lakes and rivers had to be navigated. Nevertheless, the railway succeeded in traversing this difficult geography, opening up not only the northern Ontario region itself, but also facilitating the larger westward expansion towards Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and eventually the Pacific coast. The construction of the Canadian Pacific Railway also had far-reaching social and economic implications. Towns sprang up along the rail line primarily as resource extraction outposts. Sudbury, for example, became a significant hub for nickel and copper mining. These settlements were often multicultural, attracting immigrants from various parts of Europe and other regions who came in search of employment and a better life. But at the same time, the exploitation of natural resources and the establishment of new settlements led to the further marginalization of indigenous communities. The completion of the rail line had a geopolitical impact as well. Prior to the railway, the connection between eastern and western Canada was tenuous at best, and the fear of American expansionism was palpable. The Canadian Pacific Railway helped unify the country, providing a tangible link between its disparate regions and strengthening Canadian sovereignty over its vast territory.
What I'm picking up from what he's putting down is that most of the northern part of Canada is not good for agriculture, though it's really big. I think for our own country, the forested areas are instead more good for agriculture.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very,
like
very good.
the south, we have all the forests of the south. Is instead like maybe almost as the same as Canada, like the northwest part of the country are not really good for agriculture. The northern parts of our own country are not good because they are more dry, like the extended part of the Sahara Desert in the northern part of Cameroon, so it's mostly sunny, dry places
Heat.
where they cultivate cotton, corn, and also wheat and cereals, stuff like that. Yeah. But in the southern part of Cameroon, it's extremely fertile with very dense forests.
Yeah.
But for Canada's dense forest, especially in the Canadian Shield, is like not fertile.
Instead, the other way, the
You know,
reverse.
the reverse.
It's true.
And they work, I don't know, they do mostly mining and stuff there.
But despite being such an integral part of Canada's push westward, northern Ontario never really developed in the same way that western provinces did, leading it to become Canada's empty belt.
Why Canadians don't live in the empty
If you
belt?
haven't picked up on it yet, Canada's empty belt, more officially known as Northern Ontario, is not home to very many people. In fact, of the entirety of Canada's population, fewer than 800,000 people call this vast area home. That would be less than 2% of Canada's total population. And while it's easy to simply blame the cold, remember that the single city of Edmonton is home to approximately 1.5 million people and is far more north than any of Northern Ontario's small cities. Suffice it to say, there are a number of reasons why Canadians don't live in this region specifically. Historically, the area was primarily the homeland of various indigenous peoples who had adapted to its challenging conditions. Meanwhile, early European settlers were less interested in these more remote areas and instead more attracted to the fertile lands in the south, which were far more suitable for agriculture and easier to access. Eventually, after natural resources in the north were discovered, settlements did emerge, but they were far more focused on resource extraction like mining and logging rather than on building large, sustainable populations. Today, the economic landscape of Northern Ontario further explains the population disparity. The region is known for industries like mining, forestry, and more recently, tourism. But while these industries provide jobs, they don't offer the same diversity of employment opportunities that cities in Southern Ontario do. Southern cities like Toronto, Ottawa, and Hamilton have diverse economies with growing industries in tech, healthcare, education, and various other sectors that attract a broad range of people, from young professionals to immigrants seeking better jobs and living.
I just wanted to show something to Thelma and Chelsea. This is the Parliament House of Canada. When we're doing that video, when they talk about Parliament here, It almost looked like the British Parliament House.
Yeah.
Well, mostly,
Structure.
yeah, mostly on our ledgers, notebooks.
Yeah.
You will see that clock house, that big house with the clock on it. Yeah, it's on the British Parliament, and this also looks the same.
Yeah, this one look like a mosque.
Yeah, it looks like a mosque from if you just like your first impression. These people build very nice houses. Their capital is called Ottawa. Yeah, Ottawa. I don't know why it's not popular like other towns in Canada. For us here.
Healthcare, education, and various other sectors that attract a broad range of people, from young professionals to immigrants seeking better jobs and living conditions. And of course, there are a range of geographic and environmental factors that make Northern Ontario a difficult place for mass settlement. The area is part of the Canadian Shield, a rocky, mineral-rich plateau with poor soil for agriculture. The climate is also a significant factor. Winters are long and harsh, while summers are short and mild.
I mean, this thing on the floor. Yeah, that's snow. That's snow. It seems to be a frozen lake though.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a frozen lake,
Wait,
that should mostly be ice.
like the way it is, can you enter there since it's frozen?
If it's frozen to ice, then you can walk on it. If it's snow, you're sinking in. No ice is solid and snow is more like squishy.
I can even try. Be it Eduardo.
This is one of those things I would try. I know I'm afraid of water, but I'm not afraid of snow.
So you really see a place like this?
That's white like this.
Yes,
I'll go
you
walk
try it.
I'll go walk on it.
I don't trust you on this.
I'll go walk on it. I love white.
You want to put your leg, it's just going.
You don't need to stand in one position.
Just run. Because you want to put your weight on one position, you just find yourself going deep.
In some of those lakes and rivers, they freeze so much so that cars can drive across. Right, like heavy trucks, not even like just normal cars. Yes. So imagine that the Hudson Bay is like freezes. I'll show you the Hudson
Which
Bay.
deters many from making the North their home. Furthermore, the vast distances and limited transportation infrastructure make travel and trade more challenging than in one of the more densely populated southern regions.
I feel like this would be a very nice place for me to live.
There's no house.
There's no houses and noises. I'll just build my own house in this whole forest. Get good Starlink, good TV, good internet connection.
No.
Where you want to buy stuff?
I don't need stuff.
You don't.
This is already stuff.
What?
I'll just harvest wild animals, wild fruits.
Wild animal, first of all, harvest you.
No, wild animals cannot harvest me. No, I'm a big dog.
You're a big hunter.
I'm a big hunter.
More densely populated southern regions. Lastly, there's an element of population inertia. People tend to live where people have lived. The population centers that exist today are often the result of a long history of settlement, economic activity, and social development. It's hard to shift that momentum in a significant way without equally significant incentives or changes in circumstances. For this region specifically, Toronto has become all-consuming in terms of population growth and momentum, leaving little for other cities within Northern Ontario. Today, Canada's empty belt is home to just
This is the place I was telling you guys, the Hudson Bay, right? This is the Hudson Bay here. This big bay inside this blue, like this is a very big
and
bay.
it's nobody lives there.
And people
you can
usually
imagine.
it usually freezes. So imagine this whole body of water they say it's 2 point something million square kilometers. And people and it usually freezes. That means people will travel across this on ice. Like this almost hundreds of kilometers. These people are living a totally different life from us. Here, as a river, will always be a river. There's nothing you can do to walk on it. It's either you build a bridge or you wait for the rest of your life for the water to change direction.
leaving little for other cities within Northern Ontario. Today, Canada's empty belt is home to just 3 cities with populations larger than 50,000 people. In the southeast, closer to Canada's Golden Horseshoe but not part of it, lies Greater Sudbury with about 170,000 people. This is followed by Thunder Bay in the western half of Ontario with about 120,000 people. Sault Ste. Marie is home to about 75,000 people and exists on the border across from Michigan's Upper Peninsula on the
Remember this Sault Ste. Marie that they talked about when we're doing the oldest cities in Canada?
Yep. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They talk about Sault Ste. Marie. And it's one of the oldest cities in Canada, over 400 years old.
My God.
I tell you. When you begin to make these videos long enough, you begin to see things that are mentioned in other videos.
Yeah.
Across from Michigan.
Yeah,
Correlation.
like when you just start, you're just getting names. And then as you go ahead, the names begin
Becomes
to
familiar.
make sense. Yeah. Begin to
They
become
start
familiar.
bringing something into your brain.
That's how we learn.
Michigan's Upper Peninsula on the St. Mary's River. And if you haven't noticed, all three of these major cities are pretty far south, and that's due, in large part, to the Canadian Shield.
Canadian Shield impact on Canada.
The Canadian Shield, an expansive geologic formation that covers nearly half of Canada's landmass, is a defining feature of the country's geography and has had a profound influence on its development. Composed mainly of Precambrian rock, the shield stretches from the Arctic Ocean in the north to the Great Lakes in the south, from Labrador in the east to Saskatchewan in the west. It's rich in minerals like nickel, gold, silver, and copper, but its rocky terrain and poor soil make it a terrible place for agriculture. Due to the lack of agriculture, the mining industry, spurred by the discovery of precious minerals, became a cornerstone of economic activity in northern Ontario. Towns sprang up around mines, and the minerals extracted became valuable exports. This pattern of resource extraction has been both a boon and a challenge. While it provides jobs and revenue, it also subjects local economies to the boom and bust cycles inherent in resource-dependent industries.
Wow.
In terms of environmental impact, the Canadian Shield is a significant carbon sink, with its vast boreal forests playing a critical role in the global carbon cycle. However, the exploitation of mineral resources poses environmental challenges, including habitat destruction and water pollution, which have long-term implications for this delicate ecosystem. This is also the same type of boreal forest that endured incredibly destructive wildfires in 2023, which makes northern Ontario particularly susceptible to this in the future. Despite its harshness and relative inaccessibility, the Canadian Shield is deeply woven into the national identity of Canada. It's a landscape that has inspired artists, writers, and musicians, capturing the imagination with its untamed beauty. At the same time, its natural resources have been instrumental in shaping the economic landscape of the country. Canada's empty belt is home to very few people, and the ones that do live there live almost as far south as they possibly can. Despite this region of Canada still offers a bounty of natural resources, minerals, and forests that will inevitably be instrumental in the global fight to reverse climate change. I hope you enjoyed learning more about Canada's empty belt. If you want to learn more about Canada and its 2023 wildfire season, be sure to check out this podcast episode all about it. Otherwise, you can watch another video by me right here. And don't forget to subscribe if you liked what you watched today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
The Canadian Shield. Wow. Say something.
Oh my God, this is so amazing. I just like the fact that this man knows when it comes to geography, like Canadian geography.
Yeah, it spills the facts.
Yeah, he does.
Most of these are just leaving me speechless.
Hmm.
Open his mouth, the words wouldn't come out.
Oh.
He's choking now. He's choking how?
Have you need mic? Or you do her?
He's choking now. He's choking how? Oh, there goes reality.
Oh, continue.
Guys, I don't want to float so much. They are going to sign me. They're going to sign me. Celebrity. Oh, I'm
Thank you
sweating.
guys. Thank you for watching. We love you from Africa, Cameroon.
Thank you.
Always.